It's time for the losers match here in Group D. We're going to see who's going to be the first to be eliminated today between Maru and KangHo.
Maru and KangHo going at it. Not super surprised to see these two down there. I mean, Maru, obviously the defending champion, could have also been in that winner match, but yeah. I think a lot of people are expecting probably KangHo not to make it through this group.
I am personally.
Thing is, I couldn't see him coming back, possibly. He had a good set of matches against Flash. And, well, against Maru, a little bit harder to predict how this one will go.
Yeah, I'm just looking at the way Maru's been steadily improving. It's like a curve that just keeps going up. Or KangHo's just sort of here again, but I don't know. You know, look, never count KangHo out, but Maru in the past few months has been playing incredibly well.
Yeah, he's getting better and better. I like KangHo's play, though. I think a lot of it could come down to what strategically Maru decides to do, because he's definitely someone that has a pretty big range of play.
Maru, the teammate of Marine King, he's kind of like Marine King 2.0 in the way he plays. He gets in a lot of engagements that you think, Maru, maybe you shouldn't do that. But he outcontrols his opponent and wins, which makes it very hard to predict, even when you see moving down on the map, if it's a good idea or not.
There's not a question nowadays that Maru is a better version of Marine King.
Yeah.
2.0, as you said, tasteless. Sad for many Marine King fans, no doubt. But
well, it's the truth, though.
It is the truth.
Now our map is going to be Belshire Vestige, one-on-one map. KangHo has actually not played poorly today, but Flash was just too terrifying. You know, it was godlike.
Some cool strats from him as well.
You also got to say it's going to be tough for whoever wins this, because they're going to have to go up against Flash after this best of 3 here in the final match. All right, the game's ready. Let's do this.
Can tell I'm excited by the way my heart is beating. I'm gonna need a riot squad to help control my breathing. Communication with
in the upper left starting location, we have our young and deadly Terran. He is
Maru Prime.
In the bottom right, we have our Zerg player, formerly known as Lucira. Now he is
LGIM KangHo.
He changed that right during when Heart of the Swarm was released, is that right?
I think it was a bit before, actually.
Really?
Yeah, I think it was a while before, actually.
I still think of him as Lucira.
Yeah, it pops out in my head a lot as well. Drone Scout, checking out if there's any proxy raxes. Maru has been known to mix those in. Not going to be doing so this game. Looks like it's going to be a Reaper opening.
Reaper opening solid. Just get some harass in there, keep the Zerg on his toes.
Figure out what's going on, you know. Lucira, or rather KangHo, is a player that will mix in some crazy all-ins, so the more you can scout, the better off you're going to be.
You know, one problem here for KangHo is that without him knowing that this is going to happen today, he ended up only facing off against Terrans, which is tricky because now he's got the Flash, of all people, watching this game right now with the rest of us. And probably thinking, all right, let's see what this guy does. How can I counter it? And that means that if KangHo is truly prepared to get out of this group, he has to have certain strats he can use against Maru and then different ones he can use against Flash. Either that or they're so solid that you would beat Maru and then Flash in that order with the same playstyle, you know?
Yeah, and I think he's going to use basically the same playstyle, but maybe mixing in some aggression. Kind of cool, some stats that we had just seen on screen during that Tasteless, that KangHo has actually beaten Maru both other times that they played.
Yeah.
So, he's done well so far against him. Will that continue here, though? Because I think Maru, as you said, he just continues to get better. Now, stealing that gas, I do like that type of play quite a bit. Gas steals, just making it so your opponent can't do exactly what they want to do at a given moment is always nice.
When you do something like this, you've limited the Terran's options. And even if you can't get intel, which you probably will be able to get intel because you're Zerg, you can Suicide and Overlord, but even before you do that, because the number of options that Terran has is reduced, it's easier for you to preempt whatever he's going to do.
Well, this time I don't think it matters as much because I guess the most annoying part is going to be killing it. But this game... Oh, he already got a kill, actually. That's very nice. But this game, Maru continued to mine his gas, so he's able to make that factory right on time anyways.
And just letting that extractor finish, which is really smart because this isn't one of these games where he had the Marines out right away, where he had to cancel and build on it again. He just has a few Reapers out here, so this makes the Reaper also not as effective.
Well, that Reaper going to sit at home. You know, we've actually seen a lot of Terrans recently leaving one Reaper at home just in case some Lings come up for any sort of counterattack. Be able to deal with that.
And he'll be putting the Hellions, or cranking out Hellions here momentarily. And he's got a good amount of minerals. Are we going to have another command center here?
You know,
yep, we have a second one coming up here.
I wouldn't be surprised when you get your gas stolen to just go into that, but is that something that KangHo tries to punish? You know, he could. Taking that gas. His Overlord sees no gases at that third base right now as well, so he knows there's a third command center, unless it's some crazy couple barracks or something. And that couple barracks is pretty unlikely. So maybe KangHo will do some kind of aggressive timing here. He says, well, this guy's going to have a lot of SCVs and mules. Those don't carry guns. I could, overwhelm him with roaches and some Lings, maybe. Well, he's not mining any gas. He's continuing to make queens, and he's even scouting it all right now. It looks like KangHo actually just wants to go into the more macro-oriented game.
And now we have the Reapers and Hellions out here in the front. We'll probably come down here and try to control some of that creep. And, with that heavy queen play that you mentioned, they're going to have some pretty good defense here at the front. It's going to be pretty hard for them to get in.
I don't think he's going to be able to get in. He's going to be able to slow the creep a little bit, which is nice because KangHo gets some really insanely good creep spread, and in fact, gets that little Reaper scout up as well. Really nice move. It's one of the best things I've done.
So good.
Yeah, he stops that dead in his tracks, but he saw that there was no extra gas mine. Like, I'm sure he clicked on that geyser, so he knows that there's no type of cheese coming. Like, he can throw down 2 eBays right now.
You think he did have the chance to actually check the gas? Because he didn't control that Reaper right. He definitely didn't maneuver around the drones.
That's true, he didn't, but I feel like he probably did check it. He at least glanced over and saw nothing mining.
Now we have the Hellions coming down here.
Couple more racks is being added. Just now getting some additional gas as well.
And it looks like they're going to head down here towards the third base, which is almost finished. Stim is nearly done now.
Well, that was
bad.
That was really bad. That was every single Zergling going down. Really, really annoying there. But, he scouted what was going on, that it's kind of a macro-oriented style going on from KangHo. So he's grabbing his double engineering bay. He's going to be just slightly behind in those upgrades. But overall, this is definitely going to go into 3 base versus 3 base, and then probably 3 base versus 4 base, with Maru trying to kill that 4th.
Yeah, that sounds about right. The Zerg's 4th, so you know, guys, it's pretty hard for the Zerg to secure because you're expanding more towards the Terran. And the Terran always like that.
That's so much of current Terran versus Zerg is all about pushing towards that 4th base and trying to end it. And if you ever end up killing it without losing too many forces, it becomes really hard for Zerg to actually fight back.
It's also more common now for the Terran. Let's take Maru's position, for instance, to expand to the upper left instead of to the upper right, because you can push that so easily.
Yeah, that's... I don't know which way that KangHo's going to go. Do you think he's going to take the left-hand base or the right-hand base as his 3rd, or 4th, rather?
Well, he might actually just wait and try to spot. It would be better if he took it at the upper right, but because we now see the commands that are going towards left. But nope, he is going to go to that location. That may cost him. I don't know.
It's more common, but it's definitely the rally route that we're going to see from Maru, kind of protecting all the bases, rallying his Marine Marauder, or probably mostly Marine medevac mine, but maybe some Marauders in there, right through, attacking the 4th base nonstop. A game that we've seen 100 times on this map.
Yeah. It's really smart because it's one of the only moments where Terran gets to attack and defend with the same army.
Yeah.
So we have the Hellions now just wiping out the rest of these creep tumors. And, Infestation Pit and Spire here.
That's a rather quick Infestation Pit. The Spire speed is what you would expect out of Losira, or rather KangHo. A little bit slow in comparison to some other Zergs. But he's getting Burrow as well. We'll see what he can do with that. Now, here comes his first big push. Now, when Flash did this, he was able to kill him off. This is, wow, that's a lot of creep he's dealing with. I think if he goes for that 4th, it's already canceled. Oh, boy.
I was wondering if he maybe should have timed that out so that the fourth would finish before he gets there, but he decided that was the moment to attack, and he got in there. He scans again now. Now, there's a small bottleneck here if he does choose to push in, and instead he'll turn around. I was going to say that bottleneck can be pretty handy for fighting off the Banelings with those Hellions like that.
This is a pretty bad situation for KangHo. I'm not a fan of it. Okay, he's going right into Hive.
And he's also expanding towards the low right here. So he's expanding away from the Terran, which is fundamental for if you want to come out ahead as Zerg. Make the Terran work to get to your expansion. All right, another attack coming up here.
Now, he does have Baneling speed, which is a big deal, but not a lot of Banelings in there. Oh, he's taking a lot of damage on these Zergs.
Maru just with superior control right now, and this drop is going to come in here. And I don't know if KangHo even knows this is going to be here.
Well, he's getting ready for it because he hasn't made any mutas yet. He's making some spores and spines, so that's very helpful. But the drop is hitting his fourth base, Tasteless, and it's going to be canceled.
This looks like what's going to probably be a very... And he didn't cancel that. He lost that.
No, that's pretty bad. Oh, this attack continuing to come in. Plenty of Banelings here. Should be able to hold this base.
All right, now he's actually fanning his army out. But, I mean, he manages to take that out. But still, Zerg 3 bases to the Terran's 3 bases.
And just now he starts 10 mutas, but he's really far behind. He's losing his queens. His creep spread has been pushed back a decent amount, considering how much KangHo puts into it. You know, he's down in upgrades at the moment. He has no fourth. He has no making fourth even. Maru is just killing him.
Yeah, Maru looks like another class of player here, you know?
He does. It's, you know, more I watch this and also the Flash game that he played so well against KangHo with the bio. I feel like if KangHo were to win this, then Flash shouldn't even go mech against him again. It feels like KangHo is just not cutting it against just the Marine.
You know what it is?
We haven't even seen the mines really come into play yet, and he's still killing them.
That's actually true. You know, it really, right now, Maru's making KangHo look like he's not supposed to be here. You know, or at the bare minimum, not supposed to be in the round of 8. Maru is simply making Marines, controlling them perfectly, scanning, destroying everything, and keeping KangHo's economy stifled.
KangHo absolutely cannot get an additional base up.
Yeah. This is a game of
never going to happen.
This is a game of whack-a-mole that Maru is going to win.
Well, it's a game of whack-a-mole with only 2 holes that the moles are coming out of, and Maru has 2 hands. So
yeah, basically.
This is rather one-sided. 78 SCVs to 69 drones. Like, I don't actually think there's any way for KangHo to even think about coming back. He's getting some nice upgrades. That's cool. He's continued to build his muta count off 3 bases, though. 11 mines out.
Scanning here on that army. Maru just going to back up. No need to be aggressive just yet. Oh, he didn't burrow those mines? Whoa, 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 whoa. Okay. He does back up now.
Well, at least one decent engagement so far for KangHo. Drilling Claws on the way right now for Maru. Continuing to rally up. You know, if we saw like a really... This is funny, because he did get Burrow, right? Yeah, he did.
Yeah,
he hasn't used Burrow even one time yet, really. Maybe there's a Ling Burrow at the other third base of Maru.
The upper right.
He hasn't used it. No Baneling landmines or anything like that.
God, the upgrades here for Maru. He's not even phased by Banelings connected with him.
He is just rolling right
through. Mutas have to get over here in time.
A couple of okay Baneling connections right there. If he loses his third, man, that's like...
That's bad.
It's like, get out the game.
Move, nerd, get out the game.
Yeah. All right, here we go. He's trying to get in here now. The Widowmine's actually unburrow. They don't want to be shooting off on just 2 mutas.
He is slowly choking KangHo out. And he actually has so much money. The moment these units die, he can immediately remake them. Whoa!
That was a weird...
Unusual
that was a weird unburrow. You should have kept those burrowed. Okay, this is never ending at this point. He's up almost 70 supply right now.
Yeah. Ooh, nice connections there with the Banelings.
Yeah, that was really good.
But let's see if these Widowmines end up going off.
You would have to do that like 6 more times to come back here.
And it's actually not that different from how he lost to Flash, where Flash was meching. Just this never-ending stream.
Too.
Yeah. Actually, on the bio game.
Well, in the bio game, Flash killed him with the first attack. This one, the thing is, Maru got far enough ahead in the first attack that it was super likely that he was going to win, but it's taken a while to actually finish KangHo off.
I think this is the tipping point here. Yeah, he's just barely lost enough of these mutas. GG, there we go. Wow, Maru. You know what's funny about that game? There was nothing flashy about it. It was just mechanics and control.
That's right. It was Maru outclassing KangHo.
You know, I almost feel bad for KangHo because, I mean, this is a tough way to lose a Zerg. If you're losing every time by just them outproducing you and running you over. Well, I mean, that means fundamentally that KangHo is doing something wrong. He's droning too hard at certain points of time or making too many attacking units early on.
Well, here's a list of the things that KangHo is doing different from other Zergs. Later Spire. Much later 2-2 starting.
Yep.
More Queens, a stronger creep spread in the earlier game. But when you add all that up, Maru's able to control with drops a bit more. He has a longer time span with 2-2 against 1-1. It's just KangHo is not able to hold with this style.
Yeah.
It's a style that normally does work for him, but today certainly not. Like Flash crushed him, and now Maru has crushed him.
KangHo is going to have to transition, I think, into a different play style here. It's just not working. It's clear that with Terrans like Maru and Flash, they are just going to slowly choke you out.
That's...
I mean, there's just not much you can do against that. It's like a bad build that he's doing, basically.
Yeah, it's not completely standard. See if he can somehow pull it back here in game number 2.
All right, let's do this. Game number 2 here. Is Maru going to close this out, or is KangHo going to bring us to the rubber match? We'll find out soon here at GOMTV.net.